Again, good morning to those who have joined and those who are with me. Hmm? Okay. I have taken ability of an electron in an atom because what is the meaning of energy? Work, power, energy in physics, capacity or ability to do work is what is known as energy. So, what work an electron is doing in an atom, that is its energy. Okay. So, whether how much work is done on the electron or by the electron, okay, how much energy loss is there, how much energy gain is there. So with respect to Niels Bohr's theory or Schrodinger's quantum mechanical model, so whether energy is gained or lost or in the same energy level, all these we learn in the today's what session, that is energies of orbitals. Okay, so let us start today's session. Yeah. Energy level diagram. So whatever today we are studying, no, energies of different orbitals. That is nothing but what energy level diagram means. Excuse me. ಆಮೇಲೆ energy of an electron. Hmm? Okay. So totally we have two systems with us. One is single electron system and multi electron system. Single electron system is what? Where an atom has only one electron. That is called single electron system. If an atom having more than one electrons, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to uranium. So uranium is the heaviest naturally occurring element or an atom. So up to that we have to study. So in the multi-electron system where we have more than one, that time uh, how to draw energy level diagram or how to understand what uh, energy system. Okay, right. But one example I will give you: single electron system, hydrogen, atomic number 1, where we have only one electron. Now, can you give me one more example where single electron is there? It is helium 1 plus. What is meant by helium 1 plus? Helium 1 plus means it has lost one electron. So, in helium there are two electrons. If helium loses one electron, it becomes helium 1 plus. And if lithium, atomic number 3, having 3 electrons, if it want to become single electron system, it has to lose 2 electrons. So lithium 2 plus is also single electron system. Okay, so single electron system is what? Having only one electron. Already in hydrogen one is there, but if other atoms wants to be in the single electron system, then they have to lose required amount of electrons so that they convert into single electron system. And multi-electron system is what? No need to lose electron because already more electrons are there. There how to study energies of electron or how to draw energy level diagram. Okay. So energy level diagram is what? From nucleus onward, first circle, second circle, third circle, fourth circle, first level, second level, third level. So those levels are called as what? Energy levels. Okay. So maybe if you go as per the Bohr's theory, it is K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. That is, they are called as energy levels, energy shells. Okay. And if you go as per the what quantum numbers, it is S, P, D, F. Again in the SPDF, whether it is 1s or 2s, whether it is 2p or 3p, 3d or 4d, 4f or 5d. So all those are called what? Mean energy levels or the sub energy levels. But in general, they are called as energy levels around the nucleus. Okay. And if electron lies near the nucleus, it is under the control of nucleus because it is close to nucleus. So when electron is very close to the nucleus, that means it is not having energy because it is controlled by nucleus. So when the electron is under the clutch of a nucleus, so no freedom to electron. So whatever nucleus has to say, it has to obey. That is the meaning to understand. Okay. So therefore, if electron is near the nucleus, so because of the no freedom, it is having less energy. So if it is going away from the nucleus in the multi-electron system, that means it is going slightly away from the nucleus. When electron moves away from the nucleus, so it is experiencing less control by the nucleus on the electron. So when it is experiencing less control by the nucleus on electron, then it is getting some freedom. Okay, earlier freedom was lost. Now slowly it is getting the freedom, so it is becoming more energetic. Okay, so that is the idea behind energy level diagram. So as electron moves away from the nucleus, energy of the electron increases. As it comes close to the nucleus, energy of the electron lost. Okay, so this is the what we have to understand about the energy level diagram. Accordingly, we have made first energy level, second energy level, third energy level, and so on. Many are there. So depend upon atomic number, depend upon number of electrons in an atom. So they will take the position. So in the first level, small size. So only two are accommodated. In the second level, little bigger. So more number of electrons can be accommodated. So if the room is bigger in size, we can accommodate more students. If the room is size is small, we can accommodate only fewer number of students. So how size matters in the classroom size matters to accommodate comfortably. I am using the word comfortably. I can accommodate more number, but one behind the other, one besides the other. So it is called as a congested classroom. So more comfortable, more ventilation, more proper gap. So that is called healthy classroom. So at the most, so in the same way, in the structure of atom also, when the size of energy level is small, so it can accommodate less number of electrons. More the size, more the number of electrons. So every energy level has got its own capacity limitation. So more than that it cannot accommodate. So what happens if it is more? So electron repulsion starts. Both are into charge. So here we are human beings in the class, so we'll adjust somehow. Okay, no repulsions, no jagada, no quarrel. Okay, whereas electrons are what? Electrons are they not adjust. Okay, so they start repelling each other. So when there are repulsions in the same level, then it is called as the instability. And we don't want instability, we want always stability. Okay, whether it is a government, whether it is a system, everybody wants a stable government, stable system, stable atmosphere. So in the same way, we also require stability in an atom, so that it is called as the most stable state of an atom, and that stability we can use for the reactions. So to want stability, we should go for the minimum number of repulsions. I am not saying that repulsions are not there. Repulsions are there because even electrons are there. When electrons carry same charge, negative charge, so certainly uh, we have repulsions in the system. But let us ensure, let us go for minimum number of repulsions. Minimum number of repulsions will give you maximum stability. This is the rule of chemistry. Minimum repulsions, maximum stability. Because minimum repulsions will go for the minimum energy. Every system want to go for the least energy state. When you throw the ball, in the beginning it is very fast. So afterwards it will stop on its own automatically when the energy is lost. Like that. So every system wants to be in the least energy state. Therefore, to go to the least energy state, we should maintain least repulsions. Least repulsions to what? Comfortably we can accommodate how much it can accommodate. That is as per the limit. I am hungry. That means I am not allowed to take more number of rotis, more full 2-3 plates of rice. No. So for me there is a limitation. Okay, like that. In every system there is a limitation. In the nature, limitation is there. So let us not exceed the limitation. Okay, anything in excess is always dangerous. Okay, so let us not go to that level. That's why keeping the danger level, stability level, and repulsions level. So all the three factors are taken care. Ultimately, every level has some limitation. That limitation is given by the Niels Bohr. So 2n square limitation. So n equal to 1, 2 into 1 square, and so on, like that. We already learnt in the previous class. So that all comes under the energy level. Okay, right. energy level diagram for single electron system. Okay. The energies of different orbitals in the energy level diagram depend upon the principal quantum number only. This is for what? This is for single electron system. Okay. And are independent of azimuthal quantum number. If the quantum number is less, okay, it is having less energy. If the quantum number is more, it is more energy. This is for what? A single electron system. That means if you compare 1s and 2s, so in which case principal quantum number is more? In the 2s, because it is 2. What is 2? 2 is the principal quantum number n, okay, symbolically. So more the value of n, more is its energy. That means if electron is spending time in 2s orbital, that energy is more than the energy which is spending time in the 1s. Okay. So in the case of hydrogen, that single electron is spending in 1s only. Whereas in the case of lithium, the 2 electrons are there in the 1s and 1 electron is there in the 2s. Okay. So the 1 electron in the 2s in the case of lithium is having more energy than the electron which is there in the 1s. Okay. And for the same quantum number, energy differs, that we discuss later. Okay. So whenever we have the single electron there, more the value of n, more is the energy is the formula. Energy level diagram for multi-electron system. Okay, starting from 2 helium onwards. What is the rule here? So it is rule says the energies of orbital having different values of L, but the same value of n are different. Okay. So different values of L, same value of n. Example at the bottom. Okay. So for the same value of n, what is the rule? Higher the value of L, more is the energy of the orbital. See, example is 3s, 3p, 3d. So in all the three cases, 3 is common, 3 is same, n is same, principal quantum number is same. So same value of n. See the rule. So same value of n, but what is the value of L here? L is different. For s orbital, L value is 0. For p orbital, L value is 1. And for d orbital, L value is 0, 1, 2. This we learnt in the quantum numbers chapter. Okay, how to calculate all those quantum numbers. N, L, M and the S, last one spin quantum number. Okay. So for s orbital, L value is 0 and for p orbital L value is 1 and d it is 2. Okay. So keeping the n value same, L values are different. That is the rule here. So for the same value of n, higher the value of L, in which case higher the value of L, d, because the value of L for d orbital is 2. So it is high. So higher the value of L, more is the energy. Okay, that means both belongs to the same quantum number, principal quantum number 3 only. So for the principal quantum number 3, that is KL, it is all are in the M shell. K n equal to 1, L n equal to 2, M n equal to 3. So all these three suborbitals are in the M level only. So in the M 3s is there, in the M 3p is there, in the M 3d is there. So all belongs to M level. Same principal quantum number, same n value. They differ in the L value. So higher the L value, higher is the energy. So 3d has got higher energy. That means 3d is slightly away from nucleus. 3p is slightly close. 3s is very close. Okay. So that's why because of the close, so we have made a wave function psi square. We have got the shapes spherical, dumbbell, double dumbbell, all those in the shapes of the atomic orbitals already. That also we learnt. Okay. So according to this rule, 3D has more energy than the 3s, though they have the same principal quantum number. So here energy is calculated on what? On the value of L for the multi-electron system. Okay. Now next rule. Next rule. The energy difference between s and the p orbitals of a particular energy shell is small. Between p and the d it is more, while between d and f it is maximum. Yeah. So s orbital has energy, p also, d also, f also. But when we calculate using the Schrodinger's wave equation, the energy difference between the S and the P. Okay, so and that difference you note down somewhere in the notebook or the in the observation column. Okay, if you are doing some lab work. Now you go for P and D difference, D and F difference. We see that energy difference of SP is smaller compared to PD and DF. Okay, because S is very close, P is next. If you see the d orbital shape, it is four lobes. They are widespread in 3D in space. Okay, so and F is again a double dumbbell shape under a more complex shape. Okay, so it is still widespread in the what space in 3D. So that's why they have got a more energy. So when they have got a more energy, difference is also more. So because they are away from the nucleus and widespread in the 3D, so they possess more energy. So because they have the more energy, naturally we get differences more. That's why SP difference, PD difference, DF difference. So if you compare, SP difference is small. That is the idea behind this statement. The relative order of energies, okay, of the various orbitals can be predicted with the help of n plus L rule. This n plus L rule is called as what? Excuse me. Bohr's-Bury rule. Bury along with the Bohr, they studied together about the energy level diagram of structure of atom chapter. After the when Bohr gave his own theory, and they made one rule that is called n plus L rule. That rule is called as what? Bohr's-Bury rule, which is very important in the 11th class, especially in the structure of atom. Many times it has occurred in the examination. What is meant by Bohr's-Bury rule? Bohr's-Bury rule is what? It gives us an idea, okay, about energy of an orbital. Okay, what is the rule? Let's see. Let us understand the rule now. The lower the value of n plus L for an orbital, the lower is its energy. Once again, lower the value of n plus L, lower is its energy for any orbital. Okay. For example, here I have taken two orbitals 4s and 3d. Let us calculate n plus L value for 4s and 3d. This is what is this is 4. 4 is what? N value. Okay. For s orbital, what is L value? 0. So 4 plus 0, it is 4 only. Now n value is 3 here. L value for D 0, 1, 2, 2 it is. So 3 plus 2, 5. 4 plus 0, 4. Okay. So n plus L value for 4s is 4. N plus L value for 3D is 3 plus 2, 5. So 5 is more. More the value of n plus L, more is the energy. Less the value of n plus L, less is the energy. So because n plus L value for the 4s orbital is less, therefore energy of the 4s is less compared to 3D. This is what? Bohr-Bury rule. Very important. Okay. So with example, if you explain in the examination, full marks. One more example I have taken here. You compare energy level of 4f orbital and 5d orbital. So for this, let us calculate n plus L value. N value is 4, and what is the L value for the f orbital? 0 s 1 p d 2 f 3. Okay, 0 1 2 3 4 s p d f z, like that. Okay, so L value for f is 0 1 2 3 3 it is. Okay, so 4 plus 3 7. 4 plus 3 7. 0 0 1 2 3. Okay, so it is 4 plus 3 7. Now 5d, 5 is the n value. So L value for D 0 1 2. 0 1 2, it is 2. So 5 plus 2 is what? 7. It is 4 plus 3 7. Both are 7, no? Both are 7 here. Then how to apply n plus L? Once again, please. 4 plus 3 7. 5 5 plus 2 7. Both are having n plus value same. Rule says that rule says lower the value of n plus L, lower is its energy. Here 4F and 5D both have same n plus L value. So which is having less energy is the problem now. That time what? Again one more sub rule is there for the n plus L. One more sub rule. What is the sub rule? Sub rule is when n plus L value is same for the two orbitals, that time the orbital whose principal quantum number is less will have less energy. Okay, so this rule is applicable where when the n plus L value is the same. So now we are having the same example where n plus L is the same for 4F and the 5D. That time what we have to see? We have to see the principal quantum number. Principal quantum number for the 4F is 4 and the principal quantum number for 5D is the 5. So lesser the value of principal quantum number n, less is its energy. So 4F has got less energy than 5D. This is what? N plus L Bohr-Bury rule. Now next, energies of the orbitals in the same subshell decrease with increase in the atomic number. Energies of the orbitals in the same subshell, okay, decrease with increase in the atomic number. So as the atomic number increases, what happens? For example, atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Atomic number of sodium is 11. Okay, atomic number is increasing. Okay, when the atomic number is increasing means what? Number of electrons are increasing. When the number of electrons are increasing means what? Means we are having more energy levels. So 2 in the first level, remaining in the next level. That means an electron is going far away from the nucleus. As the atomic number increases by a big difference, that means the electron is going far away from the nucleus. When the electron is going far away from the nucleus, it is having less control by the nucleus, more freedom. So when the more freedom is there, energy is more. That's why energy of hydrogen is what? More than lithium, sodium and the potassium, because in the case of potassium, electron is far away, very far away. So it is because it is far away. Okay, so it is having I am speaking of the last electron. Okay, I am speaking of last electron. Now when you compare for the same orbital, so there are two rules here for the same orbital for the last electron. Okay, now 2s orbital if I compare, so 2s orbital of the hydrogen, 2s orbital of the lithium, 2s of sodium, 2s of potassium. Okay, so rule says what? Rule says with increase in atomic number, okay, energy of the orbital decrease. Okay, that means 2s orbital of potassium will have less energy compared to the 2s orbital of the lithium. Okay, so energies of the orbitals in the same subshell, which is same subshell here, same subshell is 2s here. So 2s of lithium, 2s of sodium, 2s of potassium. Please see the order. So it is the 2s of potassium is having less energy. It is very close to the nucleus, though the potassium has got 19 electrons, but 19th electron is far away, whereas the 2s electron, which is very close, so that is having experiencing a more attraction. That's why it is less energy. That is the meaning of this rule. So variety of rules are there. Only thing is we have to understand. Okay. Please see. Degenerate orbitals. Degenerate orbitals. What do you mean by degenerate orbitals? Orbitals having same energy. Orbitals having equivalent energy, similar energy. They are called as degenerate orbitals. Where we find such case? We find such case in the what? In the suborbitals. For example, in s orbital, do we have suborbitals? No. Why? In the quantum number, it is said that s orbital m value is 0. Because m value is not there for the s orbital, that means there are no further orientations. So no further subshells in the s orbital. Whereas in the case of p, there are 3 orientations in the P for the M value. Please go through once again quantum numbers chapter whenever you are free. So those three orientations of the P are Px, Py and the Pz along the x-axis, y-axis and the z-axis respectively. So there are three suborbitals in the case of main p orbital. So all belongs to same, no? For example, in the 3p, there are 3px, 3py, 3pz. In 2p, there are 2px, 2py, 2pz. All belongs to which level? 2 only. 2px, 2py, 2pz, 2, 2, 2. So these three orbitals, whose three? 2px, 2py, 2pz of the main 2p. So these three orbitals, they are belongs to same quantum number, principal quantum number 2. So therefore, they have the almost same energy. There may be a small differences there, which is neglected. So because they have the same energy, 2px, 2py, 2pz of the 2p, these three orbitals are called as degenerate orbitals. Orbitals which have same energy, they are called as degenerate orbitals. Okay. So example I gave, three suborbitals of the P. In the same way, in the D, we have 5 orientations. Okay. So that means 5 suborbitals are there in the D. D1, D2, D3, D4, D5. According to quantum mechanical model, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and the dz square. So these 5 suborbitals of the D, they have same energy. Therefore, these 5 d orbitals are also called as degenerate orbitals. 3 orbitals of P, 5 orbitals of D, 7 orbitals of F, and so on. In the quantum mechanical model, they have the same energy. Therefore, they are called as degenerate orbitals. So this degeneracy concept is there. No, this is not applicable for s orbital because they don't have suborbitals. Sometimes you'll ask why degeneracy is not applicable for s orbital, because we don't have the suborbitals. So we don't have the further orientation according to the concept of magnetic quantum number under the topic quantum numbers, third quantum number. So it is only one orientation, spherical, round shape, no other orientations. That's why degeneracy is not applicable for s orbital. It is applicable from P onwards, P, D, F, G, H and so on. Okay, right. So I think I made it clear about degeneracy. Now it is a 12:08. So it is saying your class will wind up in 2 minutes. Vex app. Any doubts, please, most welcome. So I am ready to answer about the energy of atomic orbitals. So today about only energy, degeneracy, which orbital's energy is more, less, Bohr-Bury rule, quantum number rule. So many rules we discussed today. Okay, because these rules are very important in understanding the electronic configuration or the arrangement in our next session. Okay, that's why. So try to understand. If not, ask now only, so that all the doubts are clarified. Any doubt regarding energy? Most welcome. Session is open. Sushmita, any doubt? N plus L? No doubt? Anybody? Now you can unmute. Session is on. Open. You can go for unmute.
Sir, send this PDF in group, sir.
Notes, no? What I thought, no? You'll be having some additional notes. That's why I am not sending. So if you want, then I have to convert it to a PDF form. So really, do you require all these notes?
Yes, sir, we can read once with your notes also.
What I do, so I will upload in the my that YouTube channel. Okay, so there they are available. Or in PDF form, I will go one more step. I will convert it and I will put. Where have to send these notes in class or to you? How it is to be sent directly?
Class 11th group, sir.
That WhatsApp group. Okay, okay, no problem. No, I will do it. Okay. Next. I think okay. My Webex is giving me. So it is 12:11 according to timing. So still 2-3 minutes because gap is there no, for the fourth and the fifth period. So most welcome. Shapes are very interesting to understand. Dumbbell shape, and in the case of D, it is a double dumbbell shape. You concentrate on the what axis X, Y, Z in 3D. So three-dimensional diagram in space. You have to understand. So I can show only 2D diagrams, whether it is a blackboard or a smartphone or laptop or the computer. So 3D we will experience when we hold in the hand. Okay, so you have to hold one ball. So then imagine around the ball some circles are there, and they are called as energy level diagrams, energy levels of that ball nucleus. So take the ball as nucleus. So you imagine circles around the ball, then those are called levels of the energy levels. Okay. So anything, I think tomorrow we continue energy of orbitals in a different way, and some other rules are there. So once we clarify all the energy rules, we'll go for writing electronic configuration. Okay. So till then, keep in touch with the subject content. So let's not let it not evaporate. So keep condensing so that it will not evaporate. So with this, I am winding today's concluding today's session, and thank you one and all.